Okay, I have to admit that previously I wasn't really a fan of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and all that stuff. In fact, I even associate them with the greatest fool theory, which is what Bill Gates had classified cryptocurrency as. According to Investopedia, the greatest fool theory is the idea that during a market bubble, one can make money by buying overvalued assets and selling them for a profit later because it will always be possible to find someone who is willing to pay a higher price. Though actually, I thought it was more relatable to the Tulipmania that happened in the 17th century. Just a quick story about the Tulipmania back in the 1630s when Netherlands entered the Dutch Golden Age. The growth in the skilled merchants and traders led to a trend, displaying their prosperity by living in colossal mansions surrounded by flower gardens. Tulips were particularly in high demand, but this exotic flower is hard to grow and it could take years for a single flower to blossom. So some select groups of tulips with special coloured streaks was scarcer than normal breeds. As a result, prices of these tulips began to rise. Soon it became a nationwide sensation and the tulip mania was born. The demand and trading activities were so high that regular marts for their sale were established on the stock exchange of Amsterdam. It is difficult to estimate the prices of these tulips back then, but historical records showed that many of these tulips were trading in the equivalent of today's $50,000 to $150,000 range, and the best of them could cost upwards of $750,000. So investors started to speculate with futures and all that kind of trade, ultimately driving prices way above their actual value, thereby creating a bubble. So at the height of the bubble, some of these tulips were sold at values equivalent to the value of the mansion on the Amsterdam Grand Canal. But eventually, people started to realize that prices of these tulips far exceeded their actual value, and the bubble burst, pushing prices to staggering low and bringing the mania to an end. So the reason for sharing this with you is not to scare you that this is happening on the cryptocurrency market, but rather share with you about how I thought about crypto previously. Well, that doesn't mean that my view had changed 180 degrees, but these historical stories should still provide some caution to what we are dealing with these days. So what has changed? So after some diggings, I do see some merits to the crypto market. I guess previously my skeptical view is associated with how I think about the cryptocurrency due to my lack of understanding of the technologies that are actually building on top of the backbones of these cryptos. I suppose the term cryptocurrency is misleading in a way that it signifies an alternative digital currency to the fiat currency we are using today, which is why I had been skeptical. Because I don't really know that a decentralized digital currency is practical nor effective, at least for now. The workings of the economies across different nations is complex, involving trades, debts, economic booms and busts. Government intervention is necessary from time to time, at least that's what I think about it. But let's not go into the debate there. Even the economists can't agree on what policies or whatsoever is good for the economy. So what I want to get across to you is that, remove this idea that cryptocurrencies are just digital money. Yes, they are, but more importantly, it is a business model on which technologies are built upon, and that's what I want you to walk away with. So let me explain this, beginning with a blockchain where these cryptos are built upon. I will not go into the technical details of blockchain here, but understand the key idea is that databases in the blockchain are tagged and coded such that it becomes a very secure chain of information, making it very difficult to change. So any changes made will add another record to the network, and this would be made known to everyone in the network. Hence, it is this security feature preventing unauthorized tampering of information in the network that results in the proliferation of its applications in financial related fields and potentially any other operations in which data integrity is of utmost importance. Naturally, digital currency leads the rise of the market for cryptocurrency as the first wave of use of this blockchain technology. However, there's been some advancement of the use of cryptocurrency in the recent years, and this is the interesting part that investors who were skeptical like me previously should take note. So take Ethereum as an example. The second highest market cap alternative coin to Bitcoin is not just acting as a digital currency, rather it is trying to build an ecosystem of decentralized applications on the platform, on the back of its blockchain technology. So imagine it like Apple's App Store, where developers can create many different applications to distribute to users. So Ethereum is serving as a platform as well to allow developers to build and distribute different applications in the world of blockchain, just that these applications are called protocols in the crypto world. So one of the applications include creating a decentralized exchange where people can trade cryptos without a third-party broker. So how can they do this is by having a liquidity pool to allow the exchanges to happen. Another example will be decentralized insurance. For instance, people can pay premiums to protect against flight delays and be paid promptly from the pool of all of the premiums being paid without even having to send an email or claims to any insurance company. This results in not only a more efficient payout process, but also a more transparent one because information is tightly knit together in the blockchain technology. And finally, there is this thing called NFTs, or what we call non-fungible tokens. You probably have heard it somewhere. Basically, they are digital art pieces, but now with secure blockchain technology, you can identify which is original, hence allowing it to secure its value, which was once difficult if not impossible to impose due to the easy copying of digital assets. But I would say that this is a very speculative game. Now, the important thing is how these developers generate income to sustain and continue building on these technologies, which is where all the different coins appear, each associating to its own ecosystem or specific application. Because whenever you make a transaction on the network, you need to pay a transaction fee, or what we call gas fee in the crypto world, and they are paid in whichever coins associated with the application. So not only that, the idea is if the application built is useful and garners high usage, these coins will increase in value, and this will compensate the developers who hold a good portion of the coins they created for their applications and also allow them to continue to finance their projects and developments. Now, this business model is not something that we are familiar with actual revenue and earnings in fiat currencies, but it is definitely something to take note of, and which is the key thing that made me change my mind about cryptocurrency, because I now see that it is more than just digital currency, but rather a business model for blockchain technologies to proliferate. So this is not a traditional investment we are talking about. There's a lot of risks to think about, especially due to its relatively unregulated nature. There's no reported revenue or income stream that we can assess for investing purposes. In fact, the technology, codes, or algorithms may still be unstable, with many hacks taking place from time to time, resulting in millions and millions of dollars lost. Especially if you are still new to the space, then you probably still have a lot of question marks about exactly how these technologies work, so do read up and research more. And we probably need to be more open-minded and change the way we think about valuing these businesses and investments. There's a lot of hype and speculation in the crypto space. Some technologies and applications may or may not work. So the challenge is to sift out the potential winners. Well, it's not going to be easy, but I will share with you more if anything comes along the way. So do subscribe to the channel to for more updates. So anyway, I hope that this sharing will help you to open your mind towards blockchain and cryptocurrency in general and be more open to the opportunities while avoid being trapped in the speculative frenzy in the crypto world. So appreciate if you can give us a thumbs up so that more people can learn about this as well. And I will see you next time.